Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome along to pre-match build-up here on the Rangers Rabble Podcast. We had to have a last-minute substitution there due to an internet error. So there we go. Alex, good evening. By the way, hello, everybody. My name's Martin. I'm your host, and my co-host tonight is Alex. Alex, how are you?
All right, mate. I'm a wee bit rushed, but all good. We're good. We're ready to go.
A wee bit rushed. I could have been nicer to you, right enough, when I asked you to come on.
You could have been shouting at me in a message. I'm like, I don't bother. Wait, I'm coming. So, aye, you're panicking, but I'm all right. I'm good. What's happening to you, mate? You good?
I'm looking at the team tonight, Alex, and I am a bit kerfuffled, confused, not really too sure what's going on. So, as you can see on the screen, the starting 11 tonight is Butland in goal, and then it's a back. It's Tav, Suter, Giga, Aarons, Raskin, Barron, Magoma, Moore, Gassama, Shermiti. Now, I could probably look at that, Alex, and go back five with... Alex, what's going on?
It looks like to me that it's going to be Tav. We're going a bit more professional. We've got light now. It looks like it's going to be Tav, Suter, and Giga as your back three. Aarons and Magoma as the wing backs, with then Barron and Raskin as your midfield two. Moore and Gassama in behind, and then Chimiti leading the lineup. I think. I'm like, I don't really know, but the one name on there is a bit surprising is obviously Chimiti, who we can get and talk about. But it looks like a back three that will slot into a five.
What I will say is, look, we've got a game on Sunday that's obviously absolute must win.
Mm-hmm.
But I am overly surprised. I'm trying to be as diplomatic as I can here, Alex, that Danny Rowe trusts Nasser Giga in there after his performance against Celtic, who, if anybody has watched any of the Europa League tonight, will know that that was not a good Celtic team that beat us. We are not a good Rangers team, to be fair, and I am not sitting here slagging or having a go at anything because I've not got a lot of confidence heading into the night. But to play Giga against Roma, who are a much better team, Alex, worries me.
I mean, he couldn't cope with James Forrest. He couldn't cope with Tanetke. He couldn't cope with his own feet, to be fair. So to play Nasser Giga in against a very, very good Roma side, who are obviously, second in the Serie A right now, it doesn't spur you with a lot of confidence, to be fair. So I'm a wee bit worried that Giga's in there, especially with the fact that that back three didn't look comfortable at all. And now we're throwing Tav in there, dropping Cornelius. It just seems like it's a bit of a makeshift defence, to be fair. So it's not looking good. The issue we've got is that we've not really got many centre-backs that are, one, trusted or two, good enough to actually come in. So we're kind of playing with what we've got, but it's just not good enough in the slightest. I fully agree, though, that we have a game on Sunday that is must win. But for any hopes of the Europa League, in my opinion, it's already gone. It's already gone after 3 games. We've no chance of getting through. We're right at the bottom of the table, but we should be putting a lot more focus on Sunday. We've got Dundee, who only turn up against 2 teams. We're one of the 2. So it's going to be a task, but tonight we obviously just need to watch this Rangers team and see what they can do, because if they're going to learn anything, tonight needs to be a wake-up call compared to Sunday, because none of them turned up in that first half, and only when we go down to 10 men did they actually start playing. So Danny Rowe's got a lot of work in his hands, but tonight's going to be not an easy task at all.
Alan, mate, your reaction to that starting lineup?
As Alex touched on there, Cornelius is a very strange one for me. I don't understand why he's been dropped, and then Giga is playing in what I would see to be his natural position. I don't understand why he's playing there at all, especially with the pace on the wings that Roma have got. It just seems a bit of a bizarre one for me. And as Alex said there, the Europa League, in my opinion, is already gone. So why are we not starting your Liu Cameron and your Finlay Curtis, those kind of players? So it's a bit of Aye.
Well,
I like to be optimistic, but I'm worried.
Alan, if it's already gone, then why not play Giga?
That is true, but I just think
I don't think it is already gone. To be
The reason you don't play Giga though is because you want to build up the confidence of Fernandes, who has got absolutely zero game time. I know the game to not throw somebody into when they've got no confidence is Roma. I'm not under the illusion that you
and
throw
how much confidence has Giga got, Alex?
But Giga's got absolutely none. Suter doesn't look like he's playing with any confidence. Aarons doesn't look like he's playing with any confidence. So it seems that we're playing these boys out of necessity rather than these are the starting 11 that Danny Role is comfortable with and wants to go with. These are the players that, well, I've not got the greatest squad, so use the 11 that I'm just going to throw in there and hope that actually something sticks and these players can actually get going, because we're just falling away. We're constantly falling away. We look like we're climbing up. We have a good game against Kelly. Then we have an okay game against Hibs. Then we have an embarrassing game on Sunday. And then it's like, you've not even got any time to settle because now you've got Roma to play. So there's just no time for this team to actually settle and look like they're going to have any sort of togetherness for a game they can actually get together, because I thought that was the Kelly game. And then it's fallen away again.
Unless Giga's playing to combat the physicality of Dovbyk, maybe that's what it is. But straight away, it was one thing that I seen that jumped out at me. Bit of an odd one, to be honest.
Kind of cope with physicality, never mind Dovbyk. So to do with his own feet. Never mind Alton Dovbyk, who's obviously a very good goal scorer, was good for Girona, and obviously now he's playing the Roma.
But Alan, to have both Aarons and Giga as part of that back five, two players who Alex did say have got absolutely zero confidence. Hopefully they find it for somewhere magical tonight. Maybe a European night might help. But to have two players who have got no confidence, totally bang out of form in your back five, and you're playing a right back. You're playing a right back at centre back. Beside another centre back who's been really poor. And the player who you would probably consider to be the best defender at the football club on the bench against a team who is better than most teams that we will face this season.
It's bizarre. Aarons is the same as Giga. He looks scared of the ball. I remember seeing him at Hibs, and it went out for a throw-in, and he didn't know what to do with it. And it ended up somebody running up to him, just frustrated with him, and just chucking onto the park for the sake of it. They both seem, in my opinion, so low in confidence. And as Alex touched on, Dovbyk, I think, got 25 goals in 41 games for Girona, and then he got 17 last season. So he's, I'm worried, to be honest. I would like to see Manny Fernandes play instead of Giga, to be honest. I know Giga had a couple of good spells in the second half against Celtic on Sunday. But the first half, he looked absolutely terrified. He reminded me of Barisic. Remember Barisic he had that spell where he was just terrified every Old Firm game. It reminded me of it. And it was just, not what we want, obviously.
Maybe on a positive, Alex, is it good to see Gassama back in the starting lineup?
I think it is good to see Gassama back in the starting lineup. We need to see him capture a bit of the form that he had when he came to the club at the start. He looked very good, and then it looks like he's had a bit of coaching, and he's completely fell away. We're hoping that we can get the Danny Role effect, and he can actually start getting back to the player that he was touted to be at Sheffield Wednesday. I know it's a completely different league, completely different situation, but it's good to see Gassama back in there. It looks like we're back on the Mikey Moore can't be dropped for a game because he's straight back in, so from the start. But I've seen a few comments saying that they think that there's a few boys that should have started. Alan said the same, but I'd save these boys for Sunday. See the likes of your Curtis, your Cameron, your Fernandes, your Cornelius. I'd be looking to save them for Sunday, because for me it's a bigger game. Yes, I know it's Dundee, but in terms of our season, that's a bigger game. If we go out and by some miracle get anything tonight against Roma, then fair enough, we try and kick on, but the games are not going to come in easier. We've got Braga, Porto, Ludogorets, so they're not going to get any easier. We've had our easy games, we couldn't do anything in them. Now we've got 3 very hard games coming up that we probably won't do anything in them either. So tonight has to be obviously behind the team. We need to see something positive, but I do like the fact that we've got the 2 midfielders that are probably the two that look probably most comfortable playing together, having Raskin and Barron together. They know they'll run, but we just need to see Raskin get out his own heat, because he seems like he's just a bit all over the place right now. The form's not been the greatest, but if Barron, Raskin, Magoma and Moore can just feed that ball to Trimiti, and somehow he gets a wonder strike that finds the back of the net, never mind just like a goal, just finds the back of the net, then we've got something to cheer for. But the team is what it is. We just need to be confident that Danny Rome knows what he's doing, because everybody's baffled at some of the selections there.
I know, definitely. I think that when you're touching on Raskin being in his own head, I think that you can probably trace that back to last season. He had that spell under Clement. Mind, he was captain for like 6 or 7 games, and he done really, really well when Tav was injured. And he's obviously in his head thinking, right, this is my natural progression. This is my next step at this club. And then the start of this season, Soapy gets made vice captain. So he's obviously thinking, well, wait a minute, I've got the evidence for last season. I'm good at this role. I can prove that I'm a leader of men. Suter, in my opinion, isn't vocal enough. He's not as cohesive as Raskin when Raskin's at the top of his game. So I think that's been a factor in maybe why he's get fed up, and he's just thought, well, if I'm not going to get that, then what's the point? In my opinion, anyway.
Right. Now this has been put about a lot, right? And now I get this is just a build up, and obviously our reactions are our reactions, right? And I'm kind of hoping that Rule's played an absolute blinder here, and this team gels, and we go out and win this game, and then all 3 of us look like idiots for even contemplating worrying about this starting lineup, right? But these keep getting floated about, Alex, and there's many things that I can have my mind changed on, right? The referees in Scotland, for example, I'm beginning to kind of open my eyes to that a little bit, right? Well, yeah, right? I'm beginning to kind of open my eyes to that a little bit. But for Gavaldo, do you guys get the feeling that Rule has been told to try to get Chermiti to play and beat Bob, but don't buy for 1 minute that Rule picked this team? There is no doubt in my mind, Alex, that Danny Rule is picking his own team and he's not been told what players to pick. That can't happen at Rangers.
No, you can't be bringing somebody in as a manager, head coach, whatever, and then not letting him pick the team, because then what's the point in being here? If that's going to be the case, then get Kevin Thirlwell in the dugout if he's the one that's picking it, or whoever it is. I do think that Danny Rule is picking this team. The issue that he's got is that I've already touched on it. He's got to pick the players he's got. Most of them aren't good enough to be here, but you can't say, well, do you know what? I'm just going to scrap the whole team and get folk in. We're not in a transfer window. So right now, Danny Rule has to play the players he's got at the club. Yes, we know that Chermiti can't hit a Ballon d'Or. Yes, we know that Mikey Moore has been hot and cold for a lot of games. He looks like he does something amazing, and then can he pass the ball for the next half an hour? We know that Aaron's, for once, absolutely showed a bit of pace, and then for the rest of the game he couldn't run. So there's players there that have got little bits of quality, but I just think that right now Danny Rule is picking the team based on what he's got. A lot of players have played a lot of games. They will need a rest. The likes of Danilo. We can't forget that Danilo has not been able to play a full game since he came to Rangers. And Danny Rule's obviously seen that his fitness isn't there as well. He's been subbed off the past, 3 games now after 45 minutes. So Danilo obviously is not doing the greatest. Miovski's heat is nowhere near it because he's not playing well. Ant-Man, since that first game, hasn't really done nothing. You can say that obviously Finlay Curtis has been a bit hard done by not getting a game since St Mirren. But Lyle Cameron's just come back from an injury. Asgard just got sent off at the Sunday, so he's probably no happy enough with him. And then a lot of the other players haven't been great. Look at Diamandi in the Europa League. He's played 3 games and he's already been sent off. So he's not going to have confidence there. So he's probably picking from what he's got to go with. Yes, it might not be what we'd pick as fans, but as a fan, can we go and deal with the pressure of folks screaming at you for 90 minutes because you got the team selection wrong? Probably not.
I think one of the biggest things for me, right, and this is kind of going off piece of the game a little bit, Alan, right? But the other night, Bruges almost beat Barcelona, right? In fact, it finish 3 each. I think it finished.
3 each.
So
Bruges scored in the last minute as well.
So you've got Bruges, right, almost beating Barcelona, right, from Belgium, right? You've got Midtjylland, who not too long ago we thumped comfortably, right? they've improved that much that they're now thumping Celtic, right? And it's not even close, the game, right? So you've got teams in Belgium, you've got teams in Norway, you've got teams in Denmark, you've got teams in Greece that are improving to the point where they're taking on teams that are historically bigger than them, better than them, and they've now overtook them. Us in Celtic are now embarrassing, Alan. We are embarrassing in Europe.
Definitely. And you've got to wonder exactly why that is. Is it because there's so many? I mean, especially as we've had, how many rebuilds have we had in recent years? Is it just like the players can't handle the pressure at playing at such a big club where there's so much? There is a lot of toxicity in both supports, especially in social media and stuff. And I think that does get to some of the players. But I just think we're simply just going for the cheap option. We're no spending in the right market, and if we are, then we're not developing them to the level that they should be developed, especially in the Scandinavian countries. Obviously, Club Brugge as well. They're well known for producing young talent and selling them on, like your Atletico Bilbao and stuff like that, who obviously beat us last year. They only take on people for that part of the country as well. But I just think that, I don't know, man, we just seem to, the recruitment is absolutely shocking. And Celtic is the same, apart from maybe the season that Ange was in. Their recruitment has been absolutely abysmal as well. So you've got to wonder, is it that players don't want to come and play for Rangers and Celtic, or is it that we're just buying the wrong players, or buying players and not developing them in the right way?
Well, you can't tell me that the Belgian league's that much better than the Scottish league, or the Norwegian league's that much better than the Scottish league. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think it is. No.
Are you trying to tell me that Midtjylland can pay higher wages than Rangers and Celtic?
No, not at all.
No,
not
I don't
at
mean
all.
you. I just mean in general.
Aye.
There was no answer to that question.
What's going on?
No, do you know what I think it is though? There's also a bit of snobbery in our league as well, that we only go for certain leagues. So obviously under Russell Mark, we only went for doing the Championship in League One, but then we don't look within. There's a snobbery that we only need to compete in our league and we'll take care of Europe and that'll take care of its own. Well, right now, this season, we are both getting our arses handed to us because the recruitment hasn't been good enough. But we've got the money, we don't spend it, or we spend 8 million on a striker that kind of kick his own arse. So right now the recruitment is just poor for both clubs. We don't actually put the money where it needs to go, and I think that when you look at it, look at the player for Midtjylland now. We had him a few seasons ago. I say a few. It was about 10 years ago. Kevin Mbabu. He's absolutely tearing it up on the right hand side. Yet we're like, nah, you're not good enough for us. The amount of players that we go are not good enough for our team. They go elsewhere and they absolutely perform. That's what's happening right now.
Where did we sign Diamandi from?
Norway, was it not?
Yeah, what team was it?
Oh, I don't even know.
Midtjylland.
There you go.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain player that we sold. Now, he wanted to leave the club, but we sold him. And I went a bit mental for screaming his name, right? But he's absolutely turned up in France. And yet, he wasn't like, we didn't want to invest in him. Yes, he obviously didn't want to play because the football was being played. But Iggerman is one of the many options that we bought him for very cheap and sold him on, and could have sold him on for a lot more.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Sorry. Nordland. Sorry.
I didn't think it was Midtjylland. They're in Denmark. Anyway, the way that we recruit players right now is just, it's not good enough. We think that they're good enough to be in our league, and Alan's spot on as well. See, when they come to the club, they don't realise what the atmosphere is going to be like. They don't realise the size of the club. They don't realise the weight of the jersey that they're putting on. They just think it's another club to come to, and it's going to be a kickabout. And then they get...
I don't know how much is in that. I don't know how much is in that. I just think it's terrible recruitment.
No, it is.
I do think some of them have a perception of the Scottish League. Don't think it's going to be a walk in the park. Then they come up here and straight away somebody just lamping into them, and then they're like, oh, wait a minute, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. And I just think their best chances of recruitment are in our own country, to be honest, in our own league. There's so many good players in our league just now, like Kitsaridis and Braga at Hearts. They're tearing it up and they're just in the door. Whereas we're getting glimpses for other players, there's maybe like a wee spell in a game where they'll do something good, and then that'll be it. Do you know what I mean? So there's no easy answer, but
if we're trying to pull some positives, because it's been awfully depressing build up this, so it has. If we're trying to look for some positives, Alan, Connor Barron's back in the team. Kind of Alex mentioned him a little bit earlier on. Great to see him back in, and he'll give that back five some cover.
Aye, definitely. I'm actually looking forward to seeing him. But then again, would you, given how big a game Sunday is, would you rather rest Barron and put Cameron in?
Do you need to be
Don't get me wrong, I'm buzzing to see Barron.
Do they need to be rested though for Sunday? Like realistically, do we? Because we've got an international break coming up.
Exactly, we've got an international break on Monday, so they're off for 10 days.
Plus, they never played the last game, did they?
I do think though there's not that though, Mark, when you're saying the players need a rest. No, really, because there's 2 games. We need to be going all out. If folk are saying that the Europa League's not over, then we need to be absolutely going hell to leather in this game and Sunday. They're professional football players, but I do think having the physicality of Raskin and Barron in there is going to be a lot better than putting somebody like Lyle Cameron, because I put Lyle Cameron in the position that Mikey Moore's in, see him play that bit more forward where he can try and dictate the play for the strikers, whereas having Raskin and Barron, they will be cover. Their job is going to be, you sit in front of this back 5 and don't move. Don't be going forward. Let the other 3 players in front of you go forward and let the wingers do their job. I don't think we'll see them go forward, because the way that you look at Roma, they will just attack. Their job is just going to be to absolutely overload our back line. And there will be spaces in behind. That's where we're going to have to see the likes of Moore and Gassama use the pace they've got and use that intelligence to get in behind, put a ball over the top and absolutely run your socks off to get it, which we've seen Gassama do when he first came to the club.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of that forward line, Alan, I mean, unless Moore's playing up front beside Chermiti, I think Alex is right in what he said earlier, that it'll be Chermiti leading the line by himself. Again, that doesn't fill me with any confidence, Alan, and it doesn't.
No.
If we're going to be, because I would imagine Roma will have the vast majority of possession tonight, right? So we're relying then on limited chances, and when we get the ball, we need to create, and then when we get chances, we need to take them. Now, I hope Chermiti proves all of us wrong tonight, but if you're giving Chermiti limited chances, we're in trouble, Al.
I know, but going by that, it looks like Chermiti is going to be simply like a focal point for a long ball, then head it down to Moore or Gassama running on the wing, who both get pace and they run in behind and create space. But see, on Chermiti though, the thing is, if this is what's in maybe is right, if he had scored those 2 goals on Sunday, then we'd be sitting here saying he scored 3 goals and got an assist in 3 games. Obviously, he never, but he did manage to get in their position, so hopefully he'll do the same, but be more clinical. And obviously, I know we all love Dessers now, we all want him back. But when Dessers was missing these sitters, the biggest defence that we gave him was, well, he's getting in the positions, he'll score eventually. And that's what Chermiti done on Sunday. But obviously, he fluffed his lines and got it badly wrong. But I'm hoping that he gets into the same positions, but is more clinical. And I'm hoping as well that we just do more of the basics right. I know Danny Rule touched on it in his press conference yesterday, the second half at Celtic. He said, we need to do the basics right. We need to chase them down, hunt for the ball, hunt in packs. And that's obviously why we played better in the second half. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we come out the traps tonight as well. Is it going to be more aggressive on the front foot, closing them down faster, be more confident? We'll wait and see.
Well, let's hear from the manager then, shall we? Just not long before we finish up, but we'll hear from the manager, because I know that Alex needs to get away and get his watch-along graphics set up, because he waited until the last minute to do them. So let's hear from Danny Rule ahead of tonight.
Danny, a first taste of European action at Ibrox for yourself. I'm sure you can't wait to get out there and take it all in.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I heard a lot of good things about this nights in Ibrox. I think it will be a good game. We have a good opponent here. Will be a challenge for us, but of course we want to improve. And even this game today, it's on for us. I think I'm confident with my group of players to go in such a game, and we will bring everything on the pitch to bring our supporters behind us and to take something.
Yeah, how much is that about using that energy from the fans against what will be a very good Roma side?
Yeah, I think it's always important at first that we show on the pitch in which direction we want to go, and then I think defense will be straight behind us. I think this is crucial that we have to invest at first, and then the crowd will come. Of course, we need also the game understanding today, game management. We know what they are doing. They're very clear in which direction they go, and we have our strength as well.
Just on your team, 4 changes from Sunday. Just talk us through those.
Yeah, I think there are 2 parts in such a decision making. It's about fresh legs in some positions, but also from the tactical part, it's important to understand where's the strength and the weakness from the opponent. And I make the choice with these 4 changes. I think in the last couple of games, it helps a lot that we have fresh legs. It's good to have good options on the bench as well. And it's about a good start, then come through the game and have a great finish.
Yeah, just lastly, just on that, I mean, what qualities do you want to see from your side tonight?
We have to be well organized. I think this is crucial. We have to understand in which positions we can play football and how we play football. I think in some moments we have to play very quick in a direction with less touches, and then of course we have to be very great organized and ready for second balls, because I expect some of this today. I think this is crucial, and if we are strong in the midfield, then we have also opportunities to score.
Right, so what I took from that was, Alex, game management means we're sitting back and going to hit on the counter-attack. Long balls. So I think Alan was spot on in terms of we're going to try and hit Chermiti and get people running off the back of him and be well organised. So be disciplined and stick to your positions, Alex. Which says to me it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it long. I'm just got my bed, right? I'm not even watching this. Oh, this is exactly what it's going to be. But in a way, it is clever. Yes, it's going to be a boring game for Rangers fans to watch if that's the way we're going to play. But in all honesty, it's probably the way we're going to have to play to even get a result out of tonight. Right now, we know we can't go toe-to-toe with Roma and try and throw everything at them, be attacking, try and be quick on the ball, because we don't have that. We don't have that capability in our squad right now. So if it is going to be being clever, keeping the ball moving when we've got it, try and get forward, try and knock a ball up to the likes of Chermiti, as Alan said, and then knock on for Gassama and Moore to try and get a better position, then fair enough. But he couldn't have went ahead on Sunday against a player that was 5'8". So let's see if he can do it tonight, because he was a bit of a struggle when he was trying to jump. I know that we're putting a lot of pressure on Chermiti as well, and it's obviously he's got the big price tag on him, but he's not shown enough that we can actually have the confidence in him to know, listen, he might have been in a bad performance last week, but he's going to turn it up today. We've not seen that at all. He's put one good assist in and got a goal that the goalkeeper should have saved. He's not really done much to get you off your seat, Chermiti. So if we get to a point where even it's like 50, 60 minutes and he's still on, we need to be seeing the likes of Miloski and Danilo coming on as a duo and trying to go for it. But it's going to be a massive struggle, because we are playing with this 5 at the back, 2 holding midfielders, and then we've got 3 players that are going to have to take up a lot of work. I wouldn't expect to see Moore and Gassama in attacking positions a lot of the game, because I think they're going to be doing a power of defending, just the same as Bannon and Raskin.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Tim. I don't blame you. I was looking forward to the game before listening to this. It's all Alex and Alan's fault. I tried to come on and be positive. Mr. Baseman, is it bass or bass? That's bass, isn't it? Is it bass or bass? I don't know. One of them.
It's bass, aye.
Member for 15 months. No, I don't know. I'm watching this one from behind the couch tonight, lads. Not expecting much, especially Alan. Just putting a finer point on the defence, the midfield, and the strikers.
Aye.
A bit harsh.
What about the goalkeeper? The goalkeeper's there, but he'll be all right, won't he? So
he'll be fine.
Aye. But listening to Danny, it sounds like he's got a game plan, so we just need to trust him and go with it and see what happens.
See, I know you kept that short there because you're trying to remain somewhat positive. But this super chat is most certainly not positive. Shocking. If Chermiti was a dog, I would take him to the vet to get put down. That's terrible. He's a young boy. Listen, right, on Chermiti, Alex, right? He's not had the best start. He cost an awful lot of money.
Mhm.
See, at the end of the day, us having a go and saying, oh, he's not good enough, all the nicknames were coming up for him, blah, blah, blah. He's still an £8 million asset to the football club. We
Mhm.
still have to try and get something out of him.
We definitely do.
But Chunky, thank you very much for the super chat, my friend.
We do. We obviously need to see some sort of return on the investment that we paid for, and we did pay $8.5 million for a striker that let's not kid about. He didn't really score many goals before he came to Rangers, and we've brought him in to be essentially the number one striker because he's starting in over a lot of our other forwards when he's coming in. So we need to get behind him, we need to get him the motivation. But as Alan alluded to, look at the exact same with Cyril Dessers. He was scoring goals. Yes, he missed a lot of chances, but he still got a lot of abuse. But he was able to back it up by getting goals. Chimiti's not backed it up by anything. That's the issue we've got. He's not showing why we should be getting behind him, giving him that support. Because I think the most support Chimiti gets is when he's been subbed off for somebody else. So it's not a great sign for the boy that he's not really getting on well. If he comes out and he can show exactly what he's done, and that it's a great point from showing that we've not done. Danilo's not done much either. I did say that he's hardly played a game, and that's he can hardly play the full 90. Chimiti just needs that good run of form to try and unlock something to kick on, but we've not got an easy game coming up where he's going to have that opportunity to do it. But at this club, no game should be easy. The state we're in right now, 10, 15 years ago, games should have been easy. Right now, every game's a bloody challenge because Rangers make it a challenge for themselves. We get high attacking and then we go a goal down, and for the rest of the game, we're chasing it. So you've got to say that Chimiti doesn't get a lot of time in the ball, but he doesn't fill you with confidence when he's on the ball.
Right, I've been doing the Rabble for 5 years, and I was on another show before I done the Rabble. So, in about 6.5 years, 7 years, I've been doing this. And I think I've just seen the single most disturbing comment I've ever seen in the chat. I honestly cannot remember ever seeing a comment as disturbing as this. My dad's old school teacher married a woman because he fancied her son, who was in his class. That's still well with Chimiti.
Anyway, that's the end of the pod, right? We'll see you later on. Enjoy the rest of your night.
That is an absolutely incredible comment. That's a TV show right there. By the way, that is an absolute.
That's
TV
crazy.
show. Right, Alan. Just finally on the bench, I would say, is that quite a stacked bench? Is that one of the strongest benches we've had in a while? But then I look and I see Fernandes hasn't played. Diamandi's not exactly been great. Asgard hasn't really shown anything. Majovski's been poor. Danilo's got a couple of goals, and you could maybe rely on him coming on. I don't know. And Ant-Man hasn't really showed much. So is it that strong a bench?
The strongest person on that bench, in my opinion, is Finlay Curtis. He scored 3 goals in 6 games. I mean, and he'll probably not even get on. But the rest of the bench, I would completely agree. I do think Asgard would make an impact I think he will come on. So when he comes on, we'll say it would make an impact. I would like to see Fernandes come on. I do think Cornelius will be the obvious choice to come on because he's quite simply, he's our best defender, in my opinion. And as Alex said, if we bring Miovski and Danilo in the second half as 2 strikers, I think that'd be a big bonus as well. So it's obviously not the strongest bench in the world, but there is quality there. Again, but we've not seen it too often, or we've not seen it enough. Pieces of quality from those players. We've only seen it in wee glimpses. But the standout for me would be Finlay Curtis to bring him on, but I don't think he will.
Well, on that happy, cheery note, Alex, you better get away and get your watch along sorted, mate. I hope the graphics better be on point. It better be great. If, by the way, you want to join Alex for that watch along and you're not already part of the Rabble Network, then sign up now. It will be live on both YouTube and Patreon, as Patreon has sorted out its live stuff. You can sign up now for as little as £1.99 per month and get access just to hundreds of extra content, like loads of extra content. Like I say, links are in the description for that if you want to join Alex for the game. And just make fun of him, shout at him, tell him it's all his fault, watch his facial reactions alone are worth the monthly fee. I have to say.
Cheers, mate.
Just alone. You'll be sitting there, nothing will be happening, and then Alex will just start shouting for no reason.
Yeah, breaking mic.
You'll be sitting there watching the game, and a player will put it out for a throw in, and all of a sudden, if you're not paying attention to the screen, you will jump out your window because you've got that much of fright. That's usually what happens on the watch along. So join Alex at 7:55 for that, and then we'll be back straight after the game for full post-match reaction as well. So thank you for the super chats. And before you jump out, by the way, folks, please leave a like and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel as well. It really does help us out. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you to Alex and Alan for joining me. Thank you for these super chats as well for all our members. And here's hoping your team doesn't get pumped.